class is Photo Studio with Jeff Ross through the Nevada Museum of Art. We try to teach the basics of lighting, composition, dealing with people, whether they be models or just people that you know as family, friends, or clients, and just getting back to the basics. I don't think a lot of people step back and learn the basics of lighting, shaping, creating dimension with light. We teach it with a method of using continuous light, whether it be tungsten or quartz. You can't really see flash. A lot of people have trouble learning lighting because they're using strictly flash. So the first 3 sessions we teach with nothing but continuous light, whether it be fluorescent or tungsten, and I think people can see the light that way. Tonight we're photographing mostly with strobe because the models are moving and so forth, but we're also using some mixed lighting and teaching students how to control their ambient exposure and their strobe exposure by different means of controlling your camera. Well, it's not a camera handling class, so somebody should feel comfortable with their own camera, preferably a digital SLR that you can adjust to a manual exposure mode and hopefully set your color balance to a custom setting. So if you're shooting with daylight or strobe or tungsten, you can adjust to that. So it's once you've mastered those camera handling skills, we'd like to see students come in who want to learn more about lighting and capturing images. It's not about Photoshop either.
I've been a photographer for almost 7 years. The class just reminds you of things you should be watching for, things you should do, the basic rules you should follow. And you shoot under a variety of circumstances and learn each week.
Actually, I am not a professional photographer. I am a graphic designer by career, but I have been interested in photography almost my whole life. My father was very into photography and he got me my first camera, so we've been cruising around taking pictures as long as I can remember, and now it comes into play a lot in my graphic design career. So I just want to be able to learn more about lighting techniques and camera functions and things like that, so I'm loving it. Class is great.
Yeah, this is one of the first times the Nevada Museum of Art has had classes off campus, off their campus. And we talked a couple of years ago when we started this that the ideal location would be my studio. We have about 4,500 square feet and it's fully equipped as a commercial studio. And we have all the lighting equipment right here. It's just a perfect setting because it's an actual working environment that students can get a sense of what it's like to work as a professional photographer. We meet once a week from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Each week we have in-class demonstrations. Tonight we're actually photographing some live models, and there'll be homework assignments, critique of each week's assignment, and it's a group discussion and people talk about what they like, what they don't like, what experiences they had, what they learned from each assignment.
Well, I have the equipment. I have a great camera that was passed down to me by my dad, so it just sits around and I don't know all the things that I can do with it. So I really wanted to be able to use all the functions of that camera, and I love Jeff Ross. I've heard a ton about him. I really wanted to work with him, so really that's what got me to sign up for the class, was because it was being taught by him.
Really an opportunity to learn more about lighting, to understand more about taking pictures so they come out the way I want them to come out.
This will be the first time this October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, will be the first time the Nevada Museum of Art is collaborating with myself, Jeff Ross Photography, and the Fallon Tourism Bureau to put on a 3-day workshop called Faces of the Frontier. It's photographing real working ranch hands, cowboys, and working out in the field. We're going to be giving live demonstrations of lighting techniques. It also coincides with a quick draw competition, which people dress up in full Western regalia and have competition for actually shooting 6-shooters.
I think anybody should absolutely take this class, from a hobby photographer to a professional photographer to a graphic designer and everything in between. It's real life experience. I mean, for example, tonight we have makeup artists and models and we get to do that. You don't ever get to do that, so it's just really great to be able to have these real life experiences with a great teacher, and all the students are great, so we all kind of feed off of each other and work together, and we're having a good time.
Photography is about light. It's drawing with light. So we're trying to create 3 dimensions visually from a 2-dimensional art form, and I think that's what I'm hoping people will take away.